Welcome to ExcelBerry. Are you an accountant, or do you do the same tasks in Excel each month, each week, or very frequently? Then this video is for you. I'm going to show you a tool in Excel called Power Query, where you can do your transformations, your tasks once, and then you only need to update the Excel file or the PDF file, and Power Query will do the transformations for you. For example, if you have your monthly tasks, reconciliation, financial reporting, you do different analysis, and maybe you do journal entries first in Excel and then in your software. Then you will save so much time knowing Power Query. First of all, what is Power Query? So it's the ultimate tool for connecting, transforming, and optimizing your data. What you do is that you retrieve data from a wide variety of sources, and then you can easily manipulate and transform this data in different ways. It works similar to Excel. You do your transformations, but it will automatically happen. Why should you use Power Query? Because it saves you time and effort by automating many of the tedious and repetitive tasks. And also you can combine multiple Excel files into Power Query. That's what is Power Query, why you should use it. Let's see how you do use it. First of all, there are 3 steps. First, you connect to your data, then you do your transformations, and then you close and load it. First, connect. You find Power Query in the data ribbon. So go to the data ribbon up here, and here you have get and transform data. This is different ways to get into Power Query, because you can get data from a PDF file, from an Excel file, text file, or you can select a folder and get the data from all files in that folder if they look similar. If you press on Get Data, you also have different other options. From a database, Azure, you can connect to an URL, so you can get data from a web page. Once you found your connection, you get into Power Query where you do your transformations, and I'll show you this very soon. And then you close and load when you're finished. Let's say you have your balance sheet and your bank statement here, and each month you will retrieve the balance sheet from your software and the bank statement from your bank, and then you will copy and paste it into Excel, and then you will do your transformations, and then you will do your reconciliation. What I will show you instead is to use Power Query, do all your transformations, and then just change these 2 files. So let's call it bank, and then place it in this folder like this. Let's say this is previous month, and then you update it with this month. So here you have a new one with called bank. You just copy it and then paste it. Do you want to replace it? Yes, please replace it. And then you go to your Excel file with your reconciliation, and you just update, and all transformations, everything will be updated. Here we have a bank statement. This is in Swedish, and we also have a balance sheet. And you want to reconcile the bank, that's this account here, with the bank statement. And so let's go to the data ribbon, go to Get Data, and this is from 2 different Excel files. So from File, from Excel Workbook, and then you find your workbook. Here is the balance sheet, and then you'll get into the navigator. Which sheet is it you want to connect to? It's this sheet. Then you press on Transform Data to get into Power Query. Here you do all your transformations, and you'll see the applied steps here to the right. You can always go back step by step and go further forward step by step. This is how the data looks like, and now we could, for example, choose that the account number should only be 1930. That's the bank in Swedish, and also this column is the one we want to use. So let's select these two and right click and remove. And every time we change the Excel file, these steps will be performed to that Excel file, and they always look the same. So you will always filter to this account number and erase these two columns. And here you can do all your transformations. You could add columns, and you can do a lot of different things in Power Query. It's much stronger than Excel in many ways. And once you're done, you go to close and load up here to the left, press on it, and you have now connected to that Excel file. Let's go to the data ribbon once again, get data from file from Excel workbook. This time press on the bank file instead, import it, select your sheet, go to transform data, and this bank statement looks like this. So the top row will be the last transaction, and here you have what's in the bank after that transaction. What we want to do is to erase the 8 first rows. So remove rows, remove top rows. How many rows do you want to remove? I want to remove 8 rows. This is always the same amount of rows. And then I want to keep rows, keep top rows. I want to keep 1. And then this row was with the amount, so we can erase all the others. Remove columns, and then go to close and load. And we will now have 2 connections, one to the bank account and one to your general ledger. And these 2 could now be compared. Let's call this one bank. Here to the right, you have your queries and connections. So if you double click on it, you will get into Power Query. And to open this query and connections, you go to the data ribbon and press on this query and connection. If I double click on it, I'll go to Power Query and I can change my transformations. We could perhaps change the name to bank and this one to general ledger. And perhaps you create a new sheet with PL and bank, and then make a reference first to this one and then to this one, and then compare these 2. And all you need to do now is to replace those 2 files in your folder. Then open up this reconciliation file, head over to the data ribbon and press on refresh all. Then you will connect to the files, do the transformation, and then these numbers here will update, and then you have your reconciliation. It's actually that easy. Think of all the monthly tasks that you do, all your financial reporting, analysis, reconciliation, journal entries. If you work with data and you do things frequently, then Power Query is the best tool that you should learn. And that's all I wanted to share with you in this video. Please subscribe if you want to learn even more in Excel, like the video if you learned something, and go my Excel course on excelberry.com. Thank you.